Hello, lovely people. It's Victoria. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Yes, I did take that line from Tana Mojo. I feel like it's a great greeting. So I just recorded a little video diary talking about making my handmade record in my bedroom that now I'm set it so I can more easily hold myself to it because I have to do this. I have to do this. I've literally been talking about doing this for so long. But I was sitting and I have the lights and everything, and I have my lovely tapestry in the background, and I figured that I would make a video that I wrote a script for a while ago. I was like, I'm feeling it. I've made a lot of videos recently that I'll either make and edit or even upload and then just like not publish. I don't know why. Like I made a Jake Doolittle video and then I wrote a script for it. Like I made a video off the cuff and then I was like, let me write a script for this video instead. I still haven't actually made the video, but like I've just been sitting on that for a while. So I was like, let me just make this. But I wrote the script a while ago. The subject is kind of especially relevant because I just recently finally listened to The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chappell Roan in its entirety. I had heard about half the record before, but I finally heard all the songs. I somehow had never heard Naked in Manhattan. That might be like my favorite song of hers now. It's such a fucking bop. I love it so much. So love that record. We're going to be talking about Chappell Roan. And I know it's like a thing to like, I've been thinking recently about what I want my channel to be and what I want my videos to be, because it is a hodgepodge, just by its very nature. I like talking about pop culture. I like talking about, artists and YouTubers, and I like giving commentary on things, and I also make my own music and I talk about my life. But it is like a thing to criticize people or talk about people, but like it is just out of curiosity and fascination, and as a fan and as a consumer of culture, it's always respectful, but I've been wanting to, or it's always trying to be respectful at least, but I've been wanting to be mindful of like how much content is me like criticizing other people and like how thoughtful I'm being about it. So I always appreciate feedback of all kinds, but if you have any related to that specifically, I would love to hear it. So, but anyway, we are going to talk about Chappell Roan and Billie Eilish, specifically related to the topic of fan entitlement. Oh, I wrote this like a while ago. I wrote this like a few months ago, I think. But I was like, so the main first chapter is going to be about like the year that Chappell Roan had in 2024, essentially, and the discourse surrounding her actions. And then I was like, people's reaction to her actions. I'm like, okay, so the discourse. So people's reactions and the conversation around just her statements and her actions in 2024. So she obviously blew the hell up in 2024. But I think she first kind of got into controversy. I forget exactly when this happened. I might look it up. But when she first spoke out against obsessive fan culture and behavior of, she made that TikTok of just like, imagine you see a woman that you don't know. Would you follow her? Would you harass her? Would you demand that she takes a picture with you? And like, I'm a random bitch, you're a random bitch, we don't know each other. Like, think about that for a second. And she went on to say that she's really grateful for her fans and the support, but like when she is performing, she's clocked in and she's working, but when she's not working, she would like to be treated like a person, and kind of called into question like why we normalize the dissolution of boundaries with people that have achieved a certain status or level of success or recognition, and why that's like so normalized of, oh, it comes with the territory of for people to stalk you or be entitled to your kindness, your time, your appreciation, everything. Obviously, like I feel like people should be grateful for the support, and fans should stay within boundaries. My one thing that, like, I had a tiny issue with this, but I don't even know if my issue was with what Chappell actually said because I could have been reading too much into it. But there was just the thing of, like, it was hinted at a little bit when she was saying it, but then I saw some people responding to what she said and kind of reinforcing the idea that, like, asking an artist or someone that you're a fan of for a hug or for a picture or something like that is inherently weird or inherently invasive or whatever. I personally don't agree with that, and maybe I'm biased as someone that would totally like ask for a hug or a picture or something. But like, I think the difference is your reaction to being told no. I really love the idea and the sentiment that like you see people's true character when they don't get what they want. If I didn't get what I wanted, like I'm still going to appreciate the experience. I'm still going to be so excited that I met someone that like I really look up to, and I'm going to respect their boundary. I'm going to be like, oh my God, it's totally fine, you know? And because I respect them, but I would do that for anybody, you know, like you just respect human boundaries. Like you ask, and if the answer is no, then you're okay with it because you're an adult. And like, I know what she meant. She's talking about the overall, like, I think more so the reaction of people when they're told no, and then being like, you know, we gave you this life, you should put up with this and this and this from us, which I don't agree with. I think people being successful in their job doesn't mean that they don't deserve to be treated with respect. And yeah. So overall, like, she had a lot of very valid points, and she called into question a lot of things that are very normalized just in pop culture and culture in general. So then there was that, and then there was a slight controversy with her canceling a performance at a festival like 2 days before the festival. And I saw both sides, and I saw like so many people on threads like debating people, and then just like completely defending Chappell. And it's like, I get it. Like, she said it was health concerns, and then some people were saying that it was probably mental health, some kind of mental health issue. And I guess she deals with like major depression. I deal with major depressive episodes occasionally. I have persistent depressive disorder, so it's like, I get the mood disorder thing. Like, it can feel really debilitating. Like, you feel like you can't be around people. You feel like you can't control yourself, your emotions, like it, and needing to perform in that and having that like focused attention. Would be really hard. And yeah, at a lot of jobs, you know, 2 days notice calling in sick would be sufficient. It's that different expectation when it's something like a festival that people are traveling to. But then people are like, if you're only going to a festival to see one person, like that's a dumb thing. But it's like, was she a headliner? Let me look this up. I don't think she was a headliner, because I was about to make the comparison of like, it's like going to When We Were Young and then MCR cancels like 2 days before, but because they would be like a main reason, and they were main headliner for that festival. Okay, so she was like second tier. She was like a second tier artist. She was like the second biggest font on that festival. So it is like, I saw both sides. I really did. I feel like sometimes that can be a bit of a cop-out to just be like, I see where both people are coming from, but I really did. I get being frustrated with going to a festival, and a big reason why you're going to that festival, potentially, you know, backing out on really short notice. And hopefully people who otherwise didn't want to go to the festival were able to get refunds. But like, I get that. Like, I was close to going to like a folk country festival near where I live like a little while ago, just because Casey Musgraves was on the bill. If I had gone to that festival and then Casey Musgraves canceled 2 days before, like, I would be so pissed. But if it was like, you know, health or mental health, like, I get it, but like, it's still shitty. Like, you can be understanding and you can be empathetic of someone's situation and still be disappointed and still be frustrated and still just be like, oh, that fucking sucks. Like, it fucking sucks, you know? Like, yeah, maybe it's a first world problem, whatever, but like, people are allowed to be disappointed at that. Again, like, that would be a sufficient amount of notice for any other job. And it's annoying that, you know, that expectation that's created, just the expectation that's created by success, basically, you know. The better you do at something, the more people tend to care about you doing it consistently. So that's a lot. So I saw both sides of that. And then there was the whole fiasco about her refusing to like openly support Kamala Harris. And I kind of was like 100% behind her in this. She said she would vote for her, but she also just acknowledged that there were issues on both sides of the political equation. And then people took that to mean that she was saying that there were equally bad problems on both sides of the situation. She's like, I literally did not say that. She never like equated them. She was just like, the issues in the Democratic Party are not talked about enough, and like, she didn't feel comfortable openly promoting anybody to other people, but like, she said that she would be voting for someone. So like I literally just did not see the issue in this. I feel like some people are so I feel like people put like more expectation and responsibility for like social justice and politics and stuff on celebrities than actual politicians and policymakers and people that can actually make a difference. Like, yes, you know, influencers, celebrities, artists, like they you know, react to culture, and like creating art is inherently tied a lot of times with like what's happening in the world. And it's like they reach people in a unique way, but it's just the responsibility and the onus that's put on them so often, I feel like is so unfair and it's so dumb. So I totally saw her side in this, and I felt like it was very nuanced, but we all know how the internet feels about nuanced opinions. And then her responding to this led to the iconic line, "I'm sorry you fell for the clickbait." I love, like, it's so cunt. Like, it's so, I so rarely say that. It's so fucking iconic. I love that so much. So that's kind of all I have to say about Chappell Roan. I'm a fan. Next time she's on tour, I'm definitely gonna have to try to see her. This then leads into the Billie Eilish side of the conversation. I'm also a really big fan of Billie Eilish. I found out about this situation through Fat Sajak, who I watch a lot. I really like her content. So at a concert, I forget when this was. It was a few months ago. She was singing "What Was I Made For" when a fan threw a bracelet at her face. She reacted to it in a very cool, calm, and collected way. I feel she just took it and kind of flung it off stage in a really funny motion and then continued singing. I feel like that would be a very unnerving situation to have to respond to in the moment. And people were so upset at her for this, being like, oh, the fan probably made that. Like, imagine how you would feel if you did that for someone you care about and they threw it off stage. It's like, imagine how you would feel if you're on a stage and you can barely see the people you're singing to, and there's limited lighting, and then something just comes flying at you and it's a bracelet that could potentially hurt you. Like, imagine that would be scary. And I imagine that the fan didn't think about hurting her. I don't think that was the goal, but like, you should just consider the risk of that when you're doing something like that, you know? They're not roses, you know? That could hurt someone. And she also said in a clip that fans tend to take the rings off of her fingers whenever she reaches into the crowd. She does a thing where she tends to like give the crowd a hug. She like leans into the crowd, and then people take her jewelry off. And Fat Ajax speculates that she's probably going to stop doing this eventually because of people stealing from her. But she, again, plays it off really well and was just like, I love how into it you guys get. Like, you take the rings off my fingers, and I just like appreciate, like, but like, don't steal from people. Just don't steal from people. I know that you're excited, but like, I don't know. Get a guitar pick or a drumstick like a normal person, or like the things that they knowingly throw into the crowd, you know? Like, yeah, t-shirt, whatever. There's a discourse about concert decorum, which I've heard about a lot recently, and I feel like I have something to share with the group. Because I have been that bitch I feel like I've been that bitch before at like a 21 Pilots concert. Like, I'm not, you know, screaming during the quiet songs or anything, but like sometimes in the quiet moments before like Trees at the end of the show, when I'm in the pit and I get like close to I was 5 feet away from Tyler Joseph, and on a quiet moment I yelled out, "Thank you so much." And I did that at a previous show when I saw them too, and I did that during a quiet moment. And so there's part of me that's like, you are expressing serious main character syndrome here, but it's also like, you're at a concert, enjoy it. I'm not gonna like, if you've ever watched the Canceled podcast and you heard about how Tana's assistant Paige behaved when she saw Lana Del Rey at Coachella, apparently they were like, she and their friend, I forget, like Ty or whatever, they were like helicopter arming, just circling, screaming during every song. Like, I wasn't that, so I'll give myself credit there, but like, I don't know. There's that line, and so I was just questioning. I was like, hopefully that was okay. Hopefully I didn't make anybody uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't know. And then the response to these clips is like kind of gross. A general consensus is that artists ask for this by pursuing fame and, you know, chasing opportunities and like seeking out success. You're inviting this into your life, and that fans are the reason you have success or fame. So they're owed essentially whatever kind of experience they want. And Oh my god, I wrote this funny. Hold on. I wrote if someone chooses in good faith to put money, energy, or time towards you, that instead of maybe a hope that they'll have a Wattpad type moment, it is in fact an expectation that you will put up with whatever makes them feel good or validated, regardless of the risk that it poses to your comfort, safety, or ability to do your job. Because ultimately, these people are doing a job. But even if they weren't getting paid for these performances, you are not owed anything beyond the standard experiences of the performance. Period. Even if someone's not like, excuse, I have itchy boob. Even if someone isn't like getting paid for a performance, they're just, you know, perform or whatever, like that still stands. You're not necessarily entitled to anything beyond the expectations of the performance. So I think I got especially empowered to talk about this as someone that, like, for about 2/3 of my life, I've wanted to be a singer-songwriter, and I've been pursuing being a musician in some capacity, and it's I've always just had really small crowds, and now it's more of a thing of like, I just want it to always be something that I do, and yeah, I just want to explore it the best that I can, and whatever happens from it, I'm okay with. But being successful in a creative outlet and being able to make money doing it doesn't entitle anyone to anything beyond the main bullet points of that person's job description. And if they choose to extend their performance beyond those bullet points, that should be purely on their own terms. And I gave another hypothetical. We love a good hypothetical. Let's see if that's one of those. Oh, yes. So a lot of times in food service jobs, the amount of profit that the restaurant makes determines the amount of labor that is distributed and the amount that people are scheduled. Just from my own personal experience, it seems that way. I'm not like a professional at scheduling people, but I feel like it's fair to say. Employees are likely to be scheduled a hell of a lot less, and the restaurant's not capable of supporting the typical labor costs. This attitude is equivalent to the idea of a customer feeling entitled to hug a waitress, touch their butt, ask invasive questions, talk to them for as long as they want, follow them, etc. And when they're told they're making the employee uncomfortable, is saying that me being here and spending money at this restaurant is the reason why you're scheduled as much as you are, so I'm responsible for your paycheck, so you need to be okay with however I feel like spending my time while I'm at this restaurant. So I don't know how equivalent that analogy is, but I wrote it down. I thought it was interesting, so let me know what you thought of it. We'll make a note though. So like, I totally respect the boundaries of like artists, and I even that's something I think I should probably work on in my personal life. I feel like I'm okay, but like we could always have room for improvement. I will criticize Billie for this though, and it is a general artist thing, but like I saw an example of her doing this. I'm tired of artists feeling entitled to fans' energy during concerts. If the fans have already like paid money, they are allowed to react to that show however they want to react. If someone is in the stands and they have a seat and they want to sit in that seat, that is their right. Leave people alone. If you want to like hype them up a bit by, you know, yelling like, get up, jump, you know, whatever. 21 Pilots does that, like, and it's super hype and fun. That's fine, but like they do it once, and there are artists that literally will like stand on the stage, like Kanye's done it. Billie basically did it. That was like not cool in my opinion. She was just like, get the fuck up, everyone stand up. Like if you're standing there, like that's hounding. Don't harass the people that have paid you money. And it like there's obviously the disability argument, like they might not be able to stand, but like even if they are, leave people alone. Like let people be. So that's a thing that artists need to back the fuck up on as well. It's like obviously there's the hype element and the performance element of like everyone get up, da-da-da. But like if people don't get up, don't say anything about it. Like just keep it pushing, you know? So that was it. I think that's about all I have to say right now about fan entitlement through the experiences / what I know about the experiences of Chappell Roan and Billie Eilish. I was inspired recently to talk about it. So yeah, let me know what you thought. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. I appreciate you. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.